Yeah, we've really done a lot in a little short amount of time. In terms of where we need to be, we still got a long way to go, but we have some great pieces in place. We have a great coaching staff. Personnel staff's been awesome. So far so good. I've been really excited to work with everybody. It's been awesome.
Since day one, Adam Peters and Dan Quinn have done such a good job building this roster, adding brand new talent, brand new day one starters going into next season. And obviously coming into the free agency period, the Commanders had so much work to do. They had to rebuild this roster from the ground up and make sure they brought in guys who they like, not only as football players, but as humans, guys who fit their style, guys who fit their scheme, guys who have the mentality that just want to win football games. But that is very difficult to decipher once you're in a brand new organization. Rebuilding that culture is a lot more difficult than you may think. However, the Commanders made it look so easy.
The best evaluations you can do are when you're around somebody day in and day out. So we happened to get a lot of guys that we had really good familiarity with and knew what they were all about, and knew their play style, their mentality, the way they practiced, the way they worked, how much they loved football. So those were the things we set out to do, and I thought our team did a really good job of getting those guys in.
Now, real quickly, I do want to give a big shout out to ownership. I mean, I thought they did such a good job bringing in Dan Peters right away, but also filling out this coaching staff. They've done unbelievable things so far. Dan Quinn, a guy who can change everything, a player's coach, can bring the most out of every single player, and then you surround him with some of the best coaches in football. Whitt Jr from Dallas. You bring in Kingsbury, who really knows how to run an air raid offense or any style of offense. I think he's worked with some really good quarterbacks, and that's the guy you want, especially when you're bringing in a rookie. I mean, look what he did with Kyler Murray from the jump. Kyler was one of the best quarterbacks as a rookie. He's worked with Caleb Williams. He's worked with Johnny Manziel, and when you look at some of the guys he's worked with throughout his collegiate career and his NFL career, all of these guys are very dynamic, which brings up a big question, right? There's still a lot of work to do here for Adam Peters. He's very hands-on. He went to the Senior Bowl, obviously seeing from this, but he's also really working hard to figure out who that number 2 pick is going to be, and that is the biggest question right now. Now, for whatever reason, there has been a ton of speculation pretty much since the start of the draft period, the conversations, ever since the rumors have been coming out. We've been hearing nothing but good things about JJ McCarthy. Even people saying that he might go number 2 to the Washington Commanders.
I'm hearing more and more, seriously. I'm hearing more and more chatter that JJ McCarthy is high, if not first, on the boards of the Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots. He may be QB1 for both of those teams.
Now, if you ask me, it's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen. It's got to be a smokescreen, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I think JJ McCarthy is a fine player, and I think he will be a good player at the NFL level. But when you look at the quarterbacks in this draft class, when you look at the guys who will be available at number 2 with Drake May and Jayden Daniels and Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix, right? A lot of guys available. When you look at all of those guys, when you look at their scheme fits, when you look at the way they play football, there's one quarterback that looks like it would fit perfectly. We're going to talk about him in a second, but I think that JJ McCarthy is not that guy for this offense, right? And again, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying the Commanders are playing this smart. If a team like New England thinks they can get JJ and wants JJ McCarthy, how can they do it? Trade up to number 2, let the Commanders get number 3, allow them to take JJ McCarthy, and they still get their guy at 3, while also building up assets in the future as well, or even more assets for this draft class, right? So I think they're playing it smart. Let's see what we can get at the end of the day for this number 2 pick, if we believe we can still land our guy at 3 or 4, or whatever we want to trade to, right? But that's the thing. It's smokescreen season. It's lying season. We have people lying through their teeth. JJ McCarthy might not even be a top 10 pick, but people are saying he's number 1 on the Commanders draft board. Where do they get that information? Well, the Commanders are probably leaking it themselves. That way other teams in the NFL are seeing the news like, oh, wait, they're valuing JJ McCarthy like this? Maybe we should too. Maybe we should trade up for JJ McCarthy. Maybe we should go out and get JJ McCarthy, right? Now, at the end of the day, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they actually do have him at number 1. But in my opinion, there is one quarterback that fits what Kliff Kingsbury and their offense want to do here, And let's get into that. Now, in my opinion, if you go out there and get Jaden Daniels with the number 2 overall pick, or if you trade back to number 3 and still get him, you are getting one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class. And I believe there's a world where if Caleb Williams wasn't in this class, Jaden Daniels would be the clear-cut number 1 quarterback. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but watching his tape, watching his ability, watching everything that he does on the football field, not only as a leader on and off the field, but his skill set alone makes him extremely versatile, dynamic, and valuable as a player. Now, at the end of the day, before we get into, some film on Jaden Daniels, before we deep dive into more Jaden Daniels and why I think he's a perfect fit, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button to get this video out to more Commanders fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. More Commanders videos going to be dropping all offseason long. I'm talking about NFL draft videos, post-draft videos, rookie minicamp, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, everything. I got you guys covered. And also comment down below, who do you think they will draft with the number 2 pick, and do you think they'll be able to trade back and still get their guy? Let me know real quick. But with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about why Jayden Daniels is the future of Washington.
All right, I've been told the Washington Commanders right now, as of today, would choose Jayden Daniels, LSU quarterback, as their top pick. Been going back and forth. I'm told they believe he's more consistent than Drake May. He is quicker, more mobile than Drake May. An offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, who will have some say in this, has had multiple quarterbacks in his college and pro coaching career that play like him. Quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels are important. They're very hyper-mobile, right? And that matters a lot. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, as you're trying to figure out the sophisticated NFL pocket and all it asks, it gives you a couple of years to pick up first downs and move the sticks with your feet.
Now, with that being said, let's look at a couple of plays here from Jayden Daniels, and let's see what he can do on the football field, just so you Commanders fans know exactly what you may be getting. Now, I want to break down some film to you guys. I want to show you some of these plays that I've, broken down the film on from Jayden Daniels. This dude is going to be insane. Let's look at him. Jayden Daniels is one of the most impressive prospects I've seen at the quarterback position in a very long time. And now he's in a draft where he's not even projected to go number 1. That's Caleb Williams. But now there are rumors that he might not even go number 2, which I think would be a mistake. Now, I want to show you guys some film as we look at some of his plays. When he throws over the middle, the man is very high IQ. Now, in this first play, what we see here right away is 2 deep safeties, okay? So now keep in mind here, we need to understand what the defense is running. So boom, quick snap. What he's going to do is read the safety, okay? You're going to see the safety slightly bite up, and then this safety immediately run to the middle of the field. Now, what does that look to you? Cover 3 zone defense. You got a blitzing linebacker, boom, this guy rotating out. So now you gotta cover 3, right? So you got 1 deep safety over the middle, you got your 2 boundary quarters going out to the sidelines, right? And then you got 3 guys over the middle creating this wall, a mid read, a hook curl, and a hook curl, right? So boom, what does that tell us? The middle of the fields are open if you can fit it in those areas. Boom, right here we got a crosser. Look at this throw by Jayden Daniels. Gets it right on the money. Boom, leads him in instead of, down the field. Instead of getting hit by number 10 hard, he's able to then make a play after the catch as well. Now, I think when you study Jayden Daniels' game, you see a lot of good things, right? Right away, you see command of the offense. His football IQ stands out above everything else, right? Also, his ability to recognize pre-snap pressure, and he always has a plan to counter it, whether that's, keeping the linebacker in or maybe even bringing the tight end, right? He does a really good job at keeping himself pretty clean in the pocket. Obviously is someone who, maintains passing platform when sliding around the pocket, always looking to pass the football first. He's not a guy who's going to run first. He's a guy that wants to sit in this pocket. He wants to find his targets and throw the football, right? But at the end of the day, he is not afraid to get out and make a play happen with his legs, right? Beautiful pass over the middle, another very tight window throw. But also, like we just saw there, throws with anticipation, right? Knows where his wide receivers are going to be, has a very accurate arm for the most part, does well in the pocket, especially when we got blitzes coming off the other side, right? Footwork is incredible. right? We see here on this last play, boom, right? We're going to get edge pressure here. 53 gets absolutely burned to the outside. Boom. The pocket presence, the awareness. Step up in the pocket. Let me get out to the right side. Use my legs to keep this play going. And here we go, getting up the right side. Throwing an absolute dot. I mean, look at this throw on the run. Beautiful, beautiful placement there. I mean, everything he does is amazing. He has the speed to keep defenses honest with zone read concepts. I mean, the ability to sit in the pocket and make any throw that you want to make. Dude, this guy is one of the most perfect, complete guys in the NFL. The one knock on him is, yeah, maybe a slender frame. Maybe he has some durability concerns. But, you know, if we're being honest, has the man ever been injured like that? He's been really healthy. Even with the slender frame, I don't think it's too big of a worry in my eyes. But man, you talk about accuracy, you talk about playmaking ability with their legs, you talking about, you know, IQ, leadership, you know, commands the offense, knows how to read pre-snap coverages. Jaden Daniels can do it all. If you ask me, the Washington Commanders, Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, they just set the most insane smokescreen I've ever seen. Now, if they're able to capitalize on it and maybe trade back to number 3, let the Patriots take JJ McCarthy if they do want him, right, and still get Jayden Daniels, I think this might be the biggest finesse ever. We always see smokescreens. We always see people lying about what's going to happen in the draft. But man, this is a prime situation where there are some teams that really do like JJ McCarthy. They might be able to trade up, but also at the same time, maybe they're setting smoke screens as well. The Giants, the Patriots, the Vikings, all very interested in JJ McCarthy. Or they say they are. Are they really? I don't really know. But with that being said, I really do think the Commanders are going to land themselves Jaden Daniels, which would be the best thing that could happen for them and their team going forward. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.